Okay, once again, good morning and good day, students of IPSU Podja Campus. Uh, Let us continue our discussion, and I hope that everybody are doing good and coping with the challenges that they're facing at this very moment, especially in our academic uh, journey. You know? So for that, as far as our subject is concerned, let me discuss again, no? Even though I discussed it already, but this is to remind you because this topic, the tools of criminal investigation, is a very important thing that you have to consider because these tools are the means, no, for an investigator to accomplish the threefold aims of criminal investigation. That is to identify the guilty party, to locate the guilty party, and to provide evidence to prove his guilt in the court of law. So these tools must go together. These are inseparable tools. You cannot separate one from one another. The first tool that you have to consider is the information. As I mentioned before, this way is where intelligence, as part of the subject matter, uh, is suited. No, this is where intelligence is suited. So when there is intelligence, that is an information in general that can be useful, no, in the conduct of criminal investigation, no, as far as information is concerned. And remember this, in the setting of the country today, no, information is the number one source of investigators in order to accomplish the threefold aims of criminal investigation, aside from forensic science. No? So we know that in the Philippines, we are still in the process of improving our forensic science, no, for us to cope with the challenges, especially during investigation. No, so try to see the latest case of the flight attendant, no, in the case here in the Philippines. If there is no information, no, the CCTV alone is a file that is an information from a regular source, no. Kung walang CCTV, you will not see those participants, no, or possible suspect, no. If there are no people who will say something, no, that is a cultivated source, no, you will not know anything about the lead of the crime or uh, the leads of the case. No? Then uh, that is what I am telling. That information is a crucial part or a tool that an investigator must not put or uh, uh, treat it for granted. No? So do not forget that what you're talking here as information is general. Iba naman when I ask you to distinguish information and intelligence. No, information is all about raw data, and intelligence is all about processed data. No, so once you process the data, it becomes intelligence. But as far as the tools of criminal investigation are concerned, the term information here is general. No, it is broad. It may cover all information such as intelligence. They fall part as part of information as a tool. Then with that, try to see the classification of information as to its source. So, lahat naman ng information that we will gather as investigators, we will establish the source, no? Because the source is very important, especially in determining the truthfulness of an information. So regular course, these are regular in the sense that these are available information that are part of the regular course of life, no, or documents of the people, such as records, no, your PSA birth certificate, your marriage certificates, and similar documents. These are records. Then files from government, or even files from private individuals like the CCTV. No, the CCTV footage is a regular source of information. No, uh, and other regular sources, and one also here that where you can get regular information as to its source is of course the news items. No, we have the three or the mass media where we can get this, including the social media. No, where we could get information. You know, it's like what happened in America, uh, the riots that happened in the Congress, especially the House of Representatives of America, where people of America attacked it, saan kumuha ng information ang mga police for them to identify those people who may be involved in that illegal activity that had transpired in America in their history. Some they got it from Facebook, no, accounts, but they have posted there and similar social media platforms. So you see how the social media also is very important today in order for it to get information. The next is cultivated. Of course, when you say cultivated, these are information made by individuals that have knowledge, or individuals who give information. It is from their own thoughts and understanding. Then grapevine sources, these are information that is given by a member of the underworld, or underworld may refer to syndicates. These are illegal groups, gangs, organized crime groups. So if one member, isang membro, pumunta sa police at sinabi niya kung saan ang mga operations nila, then that is a grapevine source from a member of the underworld. Okay? So those are the common classification of information as to its source. Then second that you will understand here is the methods used in acquiring information. So of course, you cannot just get information. You have to employ techniques, no? Especially in cultivated sources, you have to employ techniques so that these people will talk. Because alam mo naman, mga tao ngayon, they have we have our reservations, no? Ay, baka magsalita ako, baka ganito, etc. And basically, people will not talk. And if people will not give information, then basically, uh, you have nothing to do or start with. So with that, there are methods that you have to consider. No? The first method here to acquire information is the application of elicitation. Elicitation is a method of obtaining information through the process of direct communication. Direct communication. One or more of the parties to the communication is unaware of the specific purpose of the conversation. So ang elicitation, no, we will just go in the area of interest, no? You go to the area of interest, kung saan pwedeng makakuha ng witness, no? You go there and you just talk like in a regular course. Ang alam nila, isa kang chismoso, Ang alam nila, isa ka lang tao na nagtatanong dyan, then hindi nila alam. You are gathering information. So they are unaware. So you are just go there simply talking to them. That is what we call elicitation. No? Okay? Then there are phases of elicitation. You determine the mission. Ano bang purpose mo? Bakit mo gusto makipag-usap? Select the subject. No? Hindi naman lahat ng tao kausapin mo. Accomplishment of the mission. So pag sinimulan mo, tapusin mo. And basically, as far as elicitation is concerned, there are techniques also that you will do in order that the elicitation will become successful. So what are some techniques that you will apply as part of elicitation? We have approach. So what is approach? Approach is the process of setting people to start talking. No? So there are types of approaches. You know, generally to summarize it, no? Again, as I said a while ago, people are hesitant to talk. And most people, especially when we are talking of crimes, people are hesitant to talk. That is why you have to apply techniques for them to talk. And one is approach. No, you have to do something so that the person of interest that you want to talk to will start talking. No, so what are examples of approaches? Flattery. No, flattery. Yeah. Subject is treated as an authority. Teacher, pupil, approach. Example, you will say, oh, you will say, oh, makita kit, ikaw ang pinakamagaling sa lugar na ito. Sabi nila, pwede bang matanong kita, pwede bang malaman kung ano ang alam mo or ano ang ideya mo or ano ang opinion mo dito. So, you know, that is, you are giving the subject the flattery. So, ibig sabihin, if you apply this teacher-pupil approach, you will treat the person as an authority. Sabihin mo, ikaw daw ang pinakamagaling dito. No? Then, kindred soul approach, the subject is placed in a pedestal having some specialized quality. No? Yeah. So, ano mga example yan? No? You will say, oh, galaw mo pa lang kay kapapati. No? So, you know, these are flattery. You know, the term flattery itself, you understand that. Ginagawa niyo yan kung saan man niyo ginagamit yan. No? So, you will get ang bottom line ng flattery is you will ignite the person, no? By praising him, by being a good Samaritan, and so forth and so on. No? O pwede rin partial disagreement. No? Again, kukontradict ka. No? Pag itong disagreement, pag partial disagreement, no? Again, disagree ka so that the person will talk. No? Yeah, kasi hanga paabak, for instance. Yeah. The second is provocative approach. No? Utilization of conversational gambits. No? Yan, mas matindi na ito. Mas you go now deeper. No? So teaser bait approach. Elicitor accumulates the sources of the knowledge about a particular subject. No? Manhattan from Missouri approach. Yan. Choblo approach and national pride approach defend their country and its values. Itong provocative is you have to deeply, no? You have to deeply talk, no? About this person, no? You have to go deeper to him, no? Go inside to him. Kunin mo yung kanyang loob, no? Yan, you provoke his inside, no? Suyuhin mo. Yan. That is provocative approach. Please read, no? Then the second method to acquire information is the application of probe, no? It is the process to keep the person of subject talking incessantly. So dito sa elicitation, you will do something so that the person will talk. At pag nagsalita siya at inumpisahan niyang magsalita ng magsalita, then you have to use probe. You have to do something so that this person will keep talking and talking until you are satisfied on the information that you want to get. Yeah. Pag sinimulan mo, kailangan mong siguraduhin na this person will talk, no, and talk and talk. So that is probe, no. So types of probe is competition probe, no, used in connection with the teacher-pupil approach. Yan, pakibasa na lang yan. So ang approach and probe magkasama yan. Pag pinasimulan mo siyang magsalita, yan, i-probe mo siya. In other words, kailangan siguraduhin mo na continuous yung pagsasalita niya. Hindi yung nagtanong ka ng isa, nagsalita siya, tapos na. No? So, kailangan you have to exert efforts. Kasi pag nagsalita yan, hindi niya mamamalayan, nadudulas yung utak niya. Kung siya ay may alam sa krimen, hindi niya namamalayan, nadudulas yung kanyang dila at meron siyang masabi. No? Yan. Parang yung tao, pag mabilis kang maglakad, no? At continuous yan, hindi mo namamalayan na tapilok ka. Okay? So those are the approach and probe. They go together. Okay? Then the second form of method as far as aside from elicitation is the so-called casing. No? So again, let me repeat. In approach, in elicitation, there are two common methods: approach and probe. Okay, it's this one. A probe and approach. Yeah. Okay. Types of approach: flattery and provocative approach. Then second form of elicitation is through probe. And types of probe. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then second way to get information is through casing. Now, what is casing? It is the putting a thing or a place in a case, and this is a process of investigation that dictates the application of the principle of and concept of intelligence. So when you're talking of casing, mostly the subject of this is a thing or a place. Okay, so you go for reconnaissance. Okay, so kung ang gusto mong malaman is kung saan nagmo-move at nag-ooperate ang isang drug syndicate, then yon ang pupuntahan mo. Then you conduct surveillance, or we call it reconnaissance, or we call it casing. No? Yeah. So the issue in casing is the subject, yung target mo to get information is a place or a thing. Okay? So information desired in casing is area, condition, and habit, active opposition, disposal plan, and escape and evasion. No? Yeah. Especially pag gusto mo mag-operate sa isang lugar, then you should know the entrance and exit. Then you do casing. Okay? Since surveillance is another method of acquiring information, this consists of keeping persons. Itong surveillance, that is one example of intelligence activity. Likewise, casing, no? And everything. So, consists of keeping persons, place, or other targets under physical observation. And this process in investigation dictates the application of the principles and concept of intelligence. Yan, mostly, ang ginagamit sa investigation na intelligence activity is surveillance. Yeah. So, ang surveillance, ang sakop niya is persons, place, or other targets. That unlike in casing, the target only is thing or place. In surveillance, kasali pati tao, tinitignan yung galaw at nire-record at ina-analyze. Okay? You just read the definition of terms. What is pre-surveillance conference? Is takeout, tailing or shadowing, yan. No? These are techniques under surveillance. No? Undercover man, liaison program, safe house. What is safe house? No? Pakibasa yan. Drop, yan. Convoy and decoy, try to distinguish it. No? Yan, convoy and decoy, these are, no, ang convoy, ginagamit yan ng subject, no? So that he will not be easily detected. Yan. The accomplice or associate of the subject. Likewise, decoy. Yan. The same din yan. Ang convoy kasama. Okay? Ang decoy, ginagamit yan para ilihis ang kalaban. No? Yan. Ang akala ng kalaban is yan yung sasakyan ng target nila. Yun pala, kapareho lang. Yan ang decoy. Ang convoy, kasama. Yan. Para malito yung kalaban kung saan dyan. Kasi maraming sasakyan. No? Yan ang convoy. Pero kung ang kapareho ng sasakyan ng presidente, for example, that is a decoy para iligaw ang kalaban. Yan. Contact. Yan. Made. Yan. Made or yan. This is in intelligence. Lost. Rabbit. Yan. Test or for tailing. Read them. Okay, so types of surveillance, no? According to intensity and sensitivity, discrete, yan. Talagang that is very secret. Then close, that is still secret. Then loose is open. Yan. So pag sinabi mong discrete, you are you are in a position. Yan. No? Nasa isang position ka lang, no? Observing your subject. Then close, you are following. You are there is a little movement, while in loose, ang loose, pag close, you are always following the subject. Pag loose, of course, pag sinundan mo at nawala, then, no, you will again conduct another surveillance following day. Pero ang close, talagang sinusundan mo yan kung saan siya. Yan ang close. Ang loose, okay? So pag nawala yung subject, then you will again do another surveillance. Ang discrete, talagang that is a very secret one, no? You are just in one area, no? Observing the subject. Then according to methods, no? Stationary, that is in connection there. Moving, technical. Stationary, that is in connection to discrete, no? Moving, that is in connection to close and loose, no? Then technical, yeah, the use of technology. Drone, yan yung common ngayon. Satellite, yan. AUV or unmanned aerial vehicle, yan. Mga technical na yan. Okay? So do not forget in intelligence and as far as surveillance is concerned, shadowing, tailing, and roping, they are just the same. Yan yung talagang sunod-sunod ka. Kung saan yung tao, andun ka. Yan ang shadowing or tailing. Kaya ang shadow, kung saan ka, sumusunod ang shadow. Yan, kaya tinawag na shadowing. Okay? And with that, procedures in fixed surveillance. Yeah. Ang pag-fixed surveillance, sinasabi ko, stationary yan. No? Nung ka lang sa isang lugar, observing your subject. Okay? So you will use a room, yeah, listening devices, and other surveillance that may remain outdoor. No? Kahit hindi ka sumunod sa unig or whatever. Tools, yan, binocular, movie cameras, wiretapping. You know, wiretapping in the Philippines is prohibited by law. Do not forget that. The method of foot surveillance, we have one-man shadow, isa lang ang sumusunod na agent, two-man, dalawa, three, of course, tatlo. Kaya sometimes nawag na ABC. Okay? Then another method of obtaining information is the use of observation and description. So distinguish the two. Observation is the complete and accurate awareness by an individual of his surroundings. And description is the factual reporting of what is observed. So ang observation, yan, accurate awareness because you have observed. So, you know, as investigators, you should know how to apply observation and description. You know how to perceive, no? Ha? Dapat alam mo kung nagsisinungaling ang tao or hindi, no? Alam mo kung nagsasabi ng totoo o hindi. Kaya mong i-describe, no? Ang itsura ng isang tao and so forth and so on. Okay? Yan ang observation and description. So, psychological processes for accurate observation, no? So that you will have a good observation of the surroundings or any evidence or anything that is connected to your investigation. You should have attention. Pwede nyo i-apply sa sarili nyong buhay as a student and as a person, a responsible person. You should have attention, perception, and good reporting. Yan. Okay? Types of attention: involuntary, voluntary, and habitual. Factors governing report: when you make reports, you should know the vocabulary, the time lag. Yan, time is very important. Recurrence of similar incidents. Another method of gathering information is the use of clandestine. Pag sinabing clandestine, secret operation. Yan, common yan sa intelligence. Okay? Okay? Yan, clandestine operation. These are uh, secret operations. No? Surveillance is a clandestine operation. No? Classification of clandestine agent: you have the principal agent, you have the action agent. Yan. So, ang pinakamataas is the principal agent, the support agent. Pakibasa na lang. Okay? Then another is cover and undercover. Yan. Cover and undercover. Cover is any device utilized to conceal the true nature of its act and existence from the observer. Yeah, cover. Ano yung mga ginagamit na cover? Natural, artificial, cover within a cover, and multiple cover. These are devices utilized to conceal the true nature of its act and or existence from the observer. Yeah. Hazard to cover? No, is that hazards to cover? Yeah. Pakibasa na lang yan. Also cover story. Yeah. Magpanggap ka. Example, gusto mong pasukin ang isang ahensya, use their ID, uniform, then you will portray. You will show to the world that yes, I am a real, genuine student. Yun pala, hindi ka estudyante, nagpapanggap ka lang. That is your cover. Yan ang sinasabing cover. Okay? Alright? Then cover support. Yan. Yung mga kasamahan mo yan. No? Pag tinanong ko, estudyante ka ba talaga? O, anong gawin ng mga cover support? They will come, kasama namin yan. Okay? Then, organizational cover, we are referring, yan. Example, yung ID ng isang organization, that is your organizational cover. Okay? Then, another is undercover assignment. No? Undercover assignment, an investigation technique in which an agent conceals his official identity to obtain information. So, ang undercover, magpanggap ka. Yan. Undercover. Kaya nga, you are under a cover. Okay? So, magpanggap kang prisoner, magpanggap kang membro ng isang organization, yun pala hindi. So, yan. So, uses of undercover, use independently to get first-hand information about the subject. Yan. Talagang ikaw mismo ang nakakalam. Yan ang ganacity ng undercover because talagang first-hand you will get the information. Types of undercover assignment, you can use dwelling, no? Pamamahay, no? Pwedeng pag sample apartment yan, doon ka rin mag-apartment para obserbahan mo yung subject mo. Work, yan ang sinasabi natin kanina, pwede kang pag call center yung trabaho ng subject mo, mag-call center ka rin. Yan. Social, yan. Jurisdictional assignment, combination assignment, rope job. Okay? Striking up friendship with the subject is the rope job. Okay, makipagkaibigan ka sa subject. That is rope chop. Undercover agent, special qualification, you should have knowledge of the language. Of course. So, para hindi ka mahalata, you should be similar. You should know the language. Language is very important. Background regarding events. Yeah, you should know first this background. Knowledge about the custom and habits, physical appearance, and you should be an artist or an actor. Okay? Yan ang dapat qualification mo. Factors to consider in the selection of action agents for undercover assignment, the placement, and the access. Types of access, primary, secondary, and outside access. General nature of agent handling, sharing secret purpose, agent controls the agent, rapport with each other. Important yan and respect. Kasi pag nag-undercover ka at walang mga ganyan, then basically, remember, secret yan. Basic agent management. Pakibasa na lang. Key element of agent management, direction and control, natural weaknesses, agent training, and agent testing. Okay? Pakibasa, what is control? Yeah. Two categories of control, positive and negative. Termination problem. Yan, pakibasa na lang yan. All right. In another method of obtaining information is the use of informant and informer. Ang informant is any person who gives information to the police authorities relative to a crime. Yeah. So, types of informant, anonymous, rival, false informant, frightened. Pakibasa na lang yan, assignment nyo. Double crosser, woman informant. Motives of informants, vanity, civic-mindedness, fear, and repentance. Yeah. Don't forget that steps of informant recruitment. Okay? Yeah. Ito naman, informer is a person who provides information. They are either paid. So between informant and informer, sino ang nagbibigay ng information dahil gustong makatulong, we call him as informant. No money involved. While yung isa naman, they give information specifically and commonly because they are paid for o nababayaran sila or may bayad sila yung mga asset. We call them as informer. So informer, may bayad. Informant, wala. Okay? Okay. So that is all about information as one tool of criminal investigation. You see, very broad yan. So pakibasa na lang. Next tool is interview. Yan. Interview. Interview, yan, is simple questioning of a person who cooperates with the investigator. We have cognitive interview. You conduct interview upon willing and cooperative witnesses to narrate their accounts without interruption. Question and answer, yan, meron kang na-prepare na question. No? Yan ang isang klase ng interview. Golden rule in interview, never conduct or let anyone conduct an interview if the interviewer, yung investigator mismo, has not gone to the crime scene. Of course, because paano mo naman gagawin yung question mo or paano ka magtatanong if hindi mo alam kung saan mo simulan because you did not physically or personally visited the crime scene. You did not conduct ocular inspection of the crime scene. So, kailangan nakapunta ka na sa crime scene so that alam mo kung ano yung mga gusto mong tanungin. No? Nahirap mag-invento. Excuse me. Okay. Qualities of a good interviewer, rapport, forceful personality, humility, acting qualities. Okay? Interview format. We have the ironic identity. You have to establish your identity as a police officer, establish rapport, opening statement para hindi matakot yung tao. Narration. Yeah, allowing the witness to present his narrative form. Hayaan mo magsalita. Then pag natapos magsalita, you now inquire kung anong gusto mong i-clarify. Then after that, make a conclusion. Okay? Reasons why witnesses refuse to talk. Fear. Ito yung kailangan mong tignan. Bias of the witness, avoidance, and so forth and so on. Stages in handling interview, prepare, approach, warm up. Yeah. Okay? Then you may now proceed to cognitive interview or any other kinds of interview. Rules in questioning a person involved in crime in interview, ask a question at a time. Huwag yung marami. Avoid implied answers. Yeah. Questions should be clearly stated. Saving faces. Yeah. Okay? Yes and no answers are not allowed in interview. Okay? Yeah. Kasi kumukuha ka dyan ng information. Okay? Types of witnesses according to their attitude. No, nothing type. Yan yung taong wala daw alam. Disinterested. Makikita mo, wala siyang interest. Drunken. Yan yung lasing. Then talkative. Yan yung masyadong talkative. Kaya beware of that. Honest. Yan. Timid, mahiyain. Then witnesses who refuse to answer. So, yan yung paghandaan mo when you conduct interview. Ito namang interrogation is a formal one. No, it is formal because this is conducted by the investigator following procedures as established by law. No, kailangan mo nang i-observe strictly as mandated by law. And this is formal asking as a process of asking questions. Okay, so pakibasa na lang what is interrogation. I already mentioned before. Ang interview, ginagawa lang yan sa tao na gustong magbigay ng information. Pero pag yung tao reluctant or medyo ayaw magsalita, especially yung mga suspect, kailangan mong i-undergo ng interrogation yan. Okay? Following procedures. Okay? Pakibasa yung mga yan. Definition of terms. Then forms of interrogation, direct and indirect. The subject is aware. The subject is aware but may not learn the true objective of the interrogation. Okay? Types of interrogation, screening, formal interrogation, debriefing, interview, interrogation, tactical. Kaya ito yung sinasabi, in some books, there are only 3 I's. But para makarami tayo, we separated interrogation and interview. But you know, they are quietly similar. Yeah. Then phases of interrogation, planning, approach, questioning, termination, recording. Yan. Eh pag nag-interrogate tayo, kailangan may notes kayong iba pa, merong video camera at merong audio so that you can review that afterwards. Okay? Then the techniques of interrogation, emotional appeal. Yan. Para kang nagmamakaawa effect. Yan. Or sympathetic approach. Sabihin mo, nakikisimpatya ako sa'yo. Alam ko ang nararamdaman mo kasi ganyan din ako noon. You know, that is being sympathetic. Friendliness, makipagkaibigan ka, kaibiganin mo. Tricks and bluff, ito naman. Yan, tricks and bluff. And there are many kinds of trick and bluff. Okay? Stern approach. Yan, pag sinabi mong stern, talagang yan na yung matindi. No? You become aggressive. Yan, talagang galit ka na. So that is shouting. Yan, talagang you shout. An opportunity to lie. The suspect is given all the opportunities to lie. That is opportunity to lie. Yan, hayaan mo lang siya magsinungaling and hulihin mo. Another is mud and chef or sweet and sour. Who is sour between mud and chef? It is chef. And who is sweet? Mud. Anong ginagawa dyan? Itong mud and chef. No? May dalawang interrogator. May dalawang police who will conduct interrogation. Yung una, papasok is mud. Talagang barumbado. No? Abusive. No? Hot-tempered. Yan. Takutin niya muna yung interrogate or yung subject, patayin kita, etc. Then afterwards, lalabas, then papasok si papasok si chef na mukhang mabait, convincing the suspect or the subject na magsalita, no, or tell something na alam niya at he will be on his side. Yeah. Okay? So yan yung sweet and sour. Of course, pag ikaw naman, pag may nagalit sa'yo at may isang nagmumukhang mabait, sometimes nahuhulog yung loob natin. Ganun din ang buhay natin. No? Sometimes naiinis tayo sa isa at pag may isang mabait, doon tayo nahuhulog. But beware of that. Okay? Removing the ethnic or cultural barrier. Yan. Okay? Pag ifugaw yan, pag kalinga yan, whatever, ah, kung kailangan ah, ah, kalinga yung mag-interview or mag-interrogate, kailangan gawin mo yon para mag-usap silang dalawa. Okay? Yan, huwag mong ilagay ang Ilocano kung ifugaw yung interrogate. Then, searching for the soft spot. Hanapin mo yung weakness ng subject. Okay? Next is the additional modern techniques of interrogation. We have rationalization, the use of reasons, projection, putting blame to other person, not alone to the suspect. Yan. Okay? Parang yung current case sa flight attendant. No? Yan. Let us not put blame only on those 11 ones. Let us broaden our mind. Baka merong ibang involved. That is projection. Minimization is the act of minimizing the culpability of the suspect. Yan. Let us analyze and see. Baka naman hindi siya ang talagang primary suspect. Okay? So physical signs of deception that you have to see. Excessive sweating, these are being observed. Face of color change, dry mouth, excessive breathing. These are to be observed by the interrogator as sign of deception, meaning the person is lying, possibly. Okay? Then the last tool of criminal investigation is instrumentation, sometimes called criminalistics or forensic science. This is where science and technology is applied. This is where forensic photography, polygraph examination, forensic question document, dactyloscopy, forensic ballistics, chemistry, medicine, odontology, and the modern one, DNA, fingerprinting. So dito nagagamit yung instrumentation. Okay? At we have to accept na tayo nagsisimula as far as the Philippines is concerned. Then forensic hair and many more. Okay? So those are the tools of criminal investigation. Okay? Thank you. That is the end of the tools of criminal investigation. All right?